Hey, everybody. Happy Easter, Resurrection Day. This is Roz Mallory of This Is My Best Day. And before we start, I'm going to pray. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Lord, thank you for another day. Thank you for another Easter. Thank you for another time to sit before the ones that you have listening. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Glory. Well, hi, everyone. And another thing I want to do, I do the prayer, and then for those that know, I text over 300 people every day. And what I want to do is share that what I text this morning. It's real, it's a short version. Good morning. We must pray at all times, remembering that God does answer prayers, and all will be well in Jesus' name. Amen. Well, today's an interesting day, and the week has been very interesting. Um, and I'm going to get into. I want to tell you a news release. There was a young lady, which is a family of mine. She was 16, and she committed uh, suicide Monday. Her grandmother went in her room to wake her and found her hanging. That must have been. I've talked to my cousin, and there's not much you could say other than life is hard. You know, things happen that they're out of control. However, it's a time for us to take note of what's going on with our children. You know, um, her grandmother Gracie did everything she thought possible to help her grandchild. She went to the school system. She called police. She did everything, but the baby just didn't see that. She felt that no one loved her, including her grandmother or her dad or any family members. And she had so much support, but she couldn't see the forest for the trees. And that's what happens. We see the things that our children are doing, and we can't see. They can't see beyond themselves, and we can't see within them. When my children were coming up, my daughter, she was she was a hard case, but she didn't do that as far as she's still here. And I remember as my cousin was talking, Gracie, as she was talking to me, she said, "Yeah, I went to the school system." So did I. You know, but people can't see we can't see inside another person. I remember that my daughter, she was young, 7 to 8, and her father and I, we weren't married, we weren't shacking, but she saw him every day, and my daughter was kind of acting out. So I would go to the counseling and talk to the teacher and the counselor. So I go in there, and the counselor's like, "Yeah, we have to talk to Lauren, because Lauren, she's saying that she see her father, and we know." I was like, "Hold up, baby, listen, she does," which she did. See, she had a father that was always there. When I wasn't there, he was there. And she would brag and talk about what her daddy did. And this teacher, for some reason, thought she was here with this black child, you know, coming to school. She ain't, there's no way. I'll say, you know what? Tanya had no more problems with that teacher, with that counselor, and neither did I. Because they thought Tanya was lying, and she wasn't. And sometimes we think our children are lying, and they're not. But I don't know everything about it. But I need you to pray for the family. Um, uh, Trinity, Her funeral will be at Bishop White's Church Tuesday at 12 o'clock is the viewing, and the funeral is at 1 o'clock. If you would like to, pay your respects. It's a sad time. There's a lot of, years ago, or you've heard black people don't commit suicide. Black people don't do this. Yes, they do. Today, I'm a living witness to understand that and know that. Just because you think it so, don't make it so. That baby she was, and to make it so bad, she was so beautiful, but in life, for me, when I have no explanation for death, I said, well, God needed her, so he took her with him. So right now, she's not suffering. She was putting her grandmother through many things, and now the grandma, she has the pain of her loss, but she don't have to worry, And sometimes worry is what keeps and what hurts us. We worry about one thing or another, but I suggest to everyone, you got to put it in the hands of God, and then you got to leave it there. And that's the part that that makes the struggle. You're going through things, and you don't want anybody to, think you're weak or any such thing. But you gotta give it to God. Right now I'm still looking for an apartment, but I gotta give it to God. There's nothing I could do. I'm just that's where I'm at. I don't like it, and things that go on in our life, we may not like it, but it'll be your testimony the next time. Because God takes care of what our situation is. If we can trust and believe in Him, because you know what? God believes in you. God has given you an assignment, and He believes that you can handle it. I today I'm tired. Okay, I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning with my texting and going to church, and I went to a Easter egg hunt with the kids, and I'm like, wow. And then here it is 4 o'clock, and I'm like, oh Lord, but it's my commitment, something that God has told me or given me to do, direction to do. Yes, I had a question that come up. What's on your show? Who is it? Can I come on your show? Who is coming on the show? Hello? Talk. He told me don't read that thing. Oh, I would like to. Anyone knows Deidre Haddon? He has a broadcast or Tomcat prayer something. Anyway, he comes on you Facebook, and he's up there and he's praying and he's always reading. I'd be like, I was told you're not supposed to do that, but he got thousands of you, and he be reading it. Oh yeah, and he look back at the thing, and then he reads some more. So I don't know, but life is good. Look at the what? Am I talking to you or no?
No, I'm saying I was typing saying I want to come on your show now.
Okay, come on. He wants to come on the show now. What do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about the suicide.
Oh, he wants to talk about the suicide. Okay, come on.
Okay.
Come on. You want to go over there? Oh, he's gonna come in the show. Ooh. Y'all got to mark this on your calendar, okay? He wants to go. He wants to talk about it. Go ahead.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, we got to give him a minute. We only got half an hour, okay?
Well, actually, you know what? I'll just stay right there.
Oh, he's gonna stay right there. He don't want you to see his face.
But what I was gonna say?
Can they hear you?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
What I was gonna say, Roz, is a lot of these kids, they feel unloved because they're responsible. The parents, they don't. When you let kids do what they want to do, it's actually, what? Let me just come over here.
Okay, he's gonna say something because I'm gonna disagree with some of the stuff he just said. Yeah, he's gonna talk. Okay, everyone. This is David. He's also he's my cameraman. He always tell me, don't tell them I'm back there because I don't want them to be on the show. Okay, David, you're on the show. Go ahead. Go
Okay,
for it.
what I was gonna say was that reason why these kids are doing this because sometimes you got parents that they let their kids do whatever they want to do. And when you not I'm not talking about my personal life because I don't talk about my personal life on
Okay, okay.
on
Well,
video,
I
but
got it. Go ahead, go ahead.
but what I'm saying is that um when you got the parents that, oh, I'm not gonna do this because when I was a kid I was affected by this, so I'm gonna let my kids go free to do whatever they want to do. You're creating a monster. And when you have the kids um do that, and then, okay, say for instance, Rod, I'm gonna tell you, right? Okay, now this kid, he's outside, right? And all of his friends' parents call him in. They say, oh, it's getting dark, you gotta come in. But his parent, oh, okay, good. Yeah, you can stay out anytime you want. After a while, the kid is gonna feel like nobody cares because no one is setting rules and boundaries for this kid. So kids react over that. To me, that's what I see. Because if you just let a kid freelance and do whatever they want to do, after a while the kid is gonna feel like nobody don't love them because nobody points out what's right and what's wrong. Now, I don't know the situation with this young lady, but she probably didn't. She felt probably that she couldn't come to people. She probably felt she couldn't come to nobody to, tell them what if she had some problems. That's probably how she felt. She
We
probably.
don't. Okay, I get that, but that's not
Mhm.
true.
Okay.
Concerning her situation, from what I know,
Yeah.
she had boundaries.
Okay.
But however, she ain't listen.
Mm.
When I told you last week that
Okay.
my friend and I, uh, everybody got to come in the house
Mhm.
when the lights go off.
Yeah.
But we
True.
hard headed. We sneak
Yes.
out the window. We
True.
go the wrong way.
Mhm.
And the only reason we do that because my mama was asleep. She couldn't hear. She couldn't remember. And this young lady
Mhm.
was doing this because she was in love and she didn't think this certain person knew her, loved her. See,
Mhm.
she was a privileged child. She had it
Yeah.
all, but there
Mhm.
were brown boundaries, but she wasn't willing to
Okay.
follow the boundaries. My son was a
Yeah.
drug dealer. He had boundaries, but he still didn't want to follow. He wanted to.
Mhm.
He told me one time. He said, "I didn't think that anybody should tell me no."
Yeah.
I tried to guide him. The Bible
Mhm.
says, "Train a child how they should go, and they will
True.
not soon depart from it."
True.
They may go away and stray a little bit, but they'll
Yeah.
come back to it. Today,
Mhm.
I see that within myself and in my children.
Yeah.
My children, they did go astray. I went astray. But then
Mhm.
when you get now in my
Yeah.
age, I'm too old to do anything. But my children, they
I
still
don't
got
think you're too
time.
old to do
Oh,
anything.
he always said that. 70 is old, y'all. I don't
No,
care what
it's not. That's
okay.
young.
Okay, whatever he said. But anyway, um, people make choices. The young lady made a choice. She felt defeated. I think
Mhm.
when people when my friend and I were gonna try to do the Harry Carey thing, it
Mhm.
was like we just felt we had no other options. We weren't rich. We had
Yeah.
everything we needed, but
Mhm.
we wanted everybody always want more than what they
Mhm.
have. This
Yeah.
young lady thought she was in love with a boy,
Yeah.
and she didn't think the boy loved her. I don't
Mm.
know how much, but I understand
Mhm.
that. But
Yeah.
when she thought that he was not giving her what she wanted,
Mhm.
she thought the only way out was just to leave and then she don't got to worry about it. And
Mm.
that's a choice. But see, we have to realize
Mm.
choices can be detrimental. For her,
Yeah.
she has
Yes,
no
you
more
can.
pain. So she's done. Okay. And I don't
Yeah.
want to say it like that, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
Now her grandmother, her father, her mother,
Mhm.
they are going through. You think
Mhm.
about, oh, if I had done this, if I had done that, but there's no makeup now. When my
Yeah.
when my son went to jail. You know, here I was a drug dealer for all those years, and then I got clean, and then he gonna sell drugs. What the hello? And then when he started that, and then when he went to jail, they had told me it was $1 million bond. What? I just cried.
But see, the thing is, Roz, like nowadays, like a lot of the kids, like the stuff that we went through is a lot different than what these kids is going through right now. You know,
how?
Well, you got kids becoming the head of the household before they can get a certain age. You know, look at the rappers, look at the music that's being played now. These kids is making billions of dollars off music, and then they going home disrespecting their parents, or in some cases killing their parents. You know, it's a lot. I look at the news a lot. You know,
but all that's been going on all the time. It's just like with the phone. Nobody knew all that racism was going. They knew it was going on, but they couldn't see it until the phone showed it. And that's all this stuff was going on all the time. They were killing their parents. They were killing their grandparents. They were raping. But now it's open.
Yeah, it's a different. Yeah, it's
you know. And the thing is, I was talking to someone that works in the school system. He said that the kids are rampant. They're having sex in school. It's like, what?
Well,
they smoking, but they've been doing that all the time.
I mean, you know, I know when I was a kid, you know,
1,500 years ago.
You know, I mean, we all, you know, kids, you know, we hump people in the closet or whatever. I'm just
that wasn't in my day. We didn't do that. What the hello?
Hey.
You was humping in the closet.
I mean, it wasn't just me.
Humping in the closet.
It wasn't.
We didn't have closets in my day. What school you went to? Oh, man, I'm gonna get
in New York City, PS 219.
Y'all, they was humping in the. I ain't saying you.
I mean, hey, I've done it. You know, I'm admitting it.
I'm gonna tell your son, and you got that.
But
No.
But the thing is that a lot of the kids, you know, the way I see it, a lot of them don't, you know,
I'm on my show. I'll call you back. That was my grandson. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. A lot of kids today, they don't have the direction. Is like, see, I'm gonna tell you something, right?
Go ahead.
A lot of these young superstars that's out here that's preaching the craziness, and I understand that stuff sells. It really do sells. But the thing is that I see it as they also have the power to change certain things as well. You know, because you got some of the adults trying to, like, to this day right now, you can hear an adult man that's out there saying, "Yeah, I got you, king. Yeah, you know, you calling this young dude a king, and he ain't acting like a king. You know, he out there hanging on a corner, robbing, stealing, or just doing craziness, like all the stuff that was in the 80s and 90s. You know, that's when I was like really coming up, 80s and 90s. Hey, a lot of us kids did it. But you got a lot of them. A lot of this stuff going around is doing a 360-degree turn, and it's coming back. But this time, the generation that is hitting now is rambunctious. They're stronger and they ruthless. They have more than what we had, you know. But the only reason why they have it is because when we were younger, you know, some of the things that we've been through, and you know, we christened a lot of things for them. You know, we paved the way for a lot of the younger kids.
So
now
it's your fault. Humping in the closet. That did it. It was because it was.
It's a lot. It's a lot of kids that do it. You know, these kids. Hey,
but
you know,
the thing is, you know, I think about my grandkids. I have 7.
Yeah,
and I know that they have the last 2. One's 15, one's 7.
Mhm.
Okay, but the other five have. I know four have bachelor's degrees.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, but they're
Yeah.
still crazy.
But
But and they one of my granddaughters says, Grandma, because I try to
yeah.
teach her as I go, and no one ever stops learning.
Um
So no matter where the kids are, it's still up to you, me, and any other adult that's in the adulthood that can
mhm.
teach. Now I was thinking about they, like you said, the Kardashians, the who are just Will Smith, you know
Yeah.
Jada Smith, any names
I
that
yeah.
they got the money, they're giving to countries instead of
Yeah.
here, but that's what it is.
But
Except for Will Smith, he's slapping people on the face, but that's all right. He good.
but
I love you, Will.
but you know what, Rod?
Right,
Because there is somebody that want to comment, and I just tell, hey, y'all, feel free to comment on Rod's show
right.
and everything because they like the topic that
Uh-huh.
you talking about.
Uh-huh.
But the thing is, what I was gonna say is that you got people like the Smiths that and then look at the other lady she was dealing with. I forgot this athlete name, and the son wanted to be a girl, so she was okay with now the boy talk,
Cher,
huh?
Cher's daughter. What is it? It was a
You,
girl. It was a
I know what you're
girl.
talking about. Yeah, she's
Yeah,
a man now.
yeah.
But then you got that the lady. She was telling, I forgot this athlete name, but she was telling him that okay, if he want to cut his thing off, then he cut it off. I forgot who that was. I
Thank
think
the
it's
Lord.
exactly. And now see the thing is that it's this right wing kind of thing. Everybody is like politically correct. This right here is what's ruining our community. And again, I say about the young girl, going back to that, it's sad that
Yeah,
that
it's
happened to
sad.
her. It's sad because you know what? When I think about that, I think about that this girl did not have the right people that she can talk to. She
No.
she probably did, but I'm quite sure the parents had something to do with her because sometimes parents, and I experienced this as a kid. My father.
You wasn't gonna talk about you. Go ahead.
No,
I'm only kidding.
I'm just saying, like when I was a kid, my father. I mean, I couldn't come to him and tell him that a girl broke my heart. He didn't want to hear that.
Mm-mm.
He'd be, well, son, that's how it is. Okay, now, yeah, such and such, such, go back to what he's doing or whatever, and that's how my household was. My household wasn't,
Dysfunctional, right?
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't call it dysfunctional, but they wasn't emotional,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of the kids nowadays, Rob, they live in their households that's not emotional, especially black households. No, you know what? I ain't gonna say black house, brown
Well,
households.
no, I disagree. Everybody wants to put this color thing. Well, it was the black people.
I mean,
No, it's people. It's the stuff that you don't hear about.
yeah.
The Will Smith thing.
Mhm.
His son, like this dude. Wow,
Yeah.
all that money, and he ain't
Mhm.
got nothing better to do. But it's okay. I mean, that's the only
Yeah.
thing you can say. You know,
Mhm.
um,
Now he got a
with
dysfunctional household.
we all do. We all got something that just ain't right, and what we have
Yeah.
to do is work on it. But it takes it takes each of us. It
Mhm.
takes a village to raise a child. So if you
Yeah.
see
True.
something, and like if the young girl,
Mhm.
something part of me want to know, because I had talked to the
Mhm.
grandmother like a week or so before, because someone
Yeah.
said you should call her, and I call her, and she
Mhm.
was like, I was like, I need to talk to that girl, but I never got the chance. But part of that was me because I didn't take the time.
but
We have to take the time with other people.
yeah.
I can handle your child, but
Mhm.
better than I can handle my own.
But
And it's a written
and
thing.
that's true. Just like the mechanic car is always broke, the doctor's always sick.
R-
You know, you know. But the thing is, Rod, see, this is what I'm talking about. Now, if the parents would have let you, because I remember you told me that the girl went to your program
Right.
that you had for so many years.
Right.
Okay, so now if the parents would have held their pride, and we know that pride
But
is a sin and all that
right.
kind of stuff. If they would have held their pride and said, you know what, okay, Roz used to mentor her. Okay, let's let Roz talk to her
Yeah.
because Roz.
But she wasn't in that mindset because she was going through other
Mhm.
stuff, and
Yeah.
I think
Mhm.
God bless me. Like I said,
Yeah.
my grandchildren,
Mhm.
being who I was and who I am today,
Yeah.
my children know that I say school. All my
Mhm.
children have a high school diploma, and one has an associate, and then my
Mhm.
4 grandkids has a bachelor because they
Yes.
know. And sometimes they say, "Grandma crazy,"
Mhm.
or "Mama, my mama crazy," because I tell them, "Shut up." They're like, "So what you say?" I say, "Shut up." When I hear I was at a Easter egg hunt today. I was like, "What? Shut get," because I don't play that. If I
Yeah.
hear nonsense, I'm
Mhm.
going to speak up on it. If it's your child, like I tell
Mhm.
you about, you don't want to talk about it. But when I tell you, stop doing that.
Yeah.
Because look, I
Mhm.
have 4 of them.
Yeah.
And right now, they
Mhm.
I tried to
Mhm.
do, I was a drug addict when I was raising them until I got better.
But
And we all can work better. But when they were young,
Mhm.
I taught them when they were in their young age, they were
Yeah.
dynamite kids.
But see, Rod, the difference with you is that even though whatever's mindset or situation that you was into, you still was able to you still had that rope that you could grab back at
Yeah.
just to pull the kids back in line.
Mm-hmm.
You know, these people, like I said, I don't know them or nothing like that. But sometimes, like you said earlier, it takes a village to raise a child.
Yeah.
Now, if that lady, regardless of what mindset she was in, she knew that this girl had problems going on.
But she didn't know where to call. She didn't know, and I
Mhm.
don't know right now. But she did her best to get the right connection.
You
And
know
now
what?
they calling her talking about my condolences.
But
I'll be telling them, go
but
bumble
but
something.
but but see, yeah, I agree. But the thing is, Roz, she didn't have that much respect for you as somebody that mentored this
Don't say
girl.
that. I reject that.
Okay.
She didn't think I would be. She might not have thought that my interest would go that far. She didn't.
Mhm.
She didn't remember because her and
Oh,
I
this is
come
sad.
along.
Yeah.
But it's all right.
It's sad. I mean,
I
I
mean,
I mean, I ain't mean it in a bad way with
well, guess
trying
what?
to, but
Yeah, but look, she got another granddaughter and 2
yeah.
nieces, and I got their telephone number. So now I
Mhm.
text them every day. I'll fix them.
But you know what? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, but
Mhm.
we was all there, and it was like her niece was like
Mhm.
because I text her sister and her, right, and her
Yeah.
niece like, okay, and then her granddaughter like, no, I'm not giving
Mhm.
you my number, and the other niece like, no. I said, if you don't give me your number, I'll punch you in the face. So she gave them, and then the granddaughter's like, no. So then I call the grandmother, right,
Yeah.
and I said, I want your number.
Yeah.
Text it to me. Guess what? She texted to me. See, now it's
Mhm.
a different flow, but sometimes in life,
But
things
it's
have to happen, and
but
tragic or no, ain't no but. You ain't no but that much. But.
I don't know.
Yeah, say it. Say it.
I'm just saying, it shouldn't have to get to that point where somebody loses their life. People, one thing I'm gonna say about people, and I'm gonna say black people in general, our people.
No.
I have to, Rob, because you know what? There's a lot of people that don't want to admit it. We have too much pride. We let a lot of things go that you don't find in other races' households.
Like what?
they deal with it.
Like what?
You know,
Give me.
I'm gonna give you a prime example. If a dude is selling drugs, as long as he helping his mother pay the bills, she won't say nothing about it, or vice versa.
No.
It could be a father that his son
No.
selling. I've seen that.
Well,
I've
that's another
seen it.
household, not mine. Yeah.
I mean, it's in different households. You know, different strokes for different folks.
But
But
that's in the other nationalities too. If they're selling, they just go. I didn't see that.
but we out of all people, we should know better. We came a long way as a people. Like what was the thing you told me?
Well,
You said one day you said if you know better, you'll do better.
Right.
That's
okay.
what you told me, and I stuck with that. That's a
Okay.
saying that you told me. So the thing is we know better as a people. We know better, and I look at us all as one, whether you're white, black, whoever.
Okay, now you
But-
better
But at the same time,
stop saying but. Go ahead.
we,
Even though
I'm just saying, I just think that we, out of all of the people that's on this planet, everybody have learned from what they have been through. Everybody have learned. Everybody looked at situations for what it was. We the only people that still killing each other. We killing each other over jackets, over cars. But I bet you one thing, let that police officer knock on your door. You gonna bend and you gonna fold. But you willing to kill a other man instead of, the black man instead of the other man. I'm not saying that it's cool.
I'm
that
not
you-
with him.
I'm just saying reality. You'll square up on your own black man before you do to any other man. You know, what makes that person make their life more recuperable than your other fellow black man? Because we all are one race. I
Right.
look at us as being that. But we pretty soon we ain't gonna be the minority. We definitely are
Right.
not the majority. It
We're
ain't gonna be
mixing it
none of
up.
us left.
Hey, we're mixing it. That's everybody because everybody's mixed. Everybody's mixed with somebody.
That's true.
You know, so you
That is
see
true.
you see a white, I hate to say white woman walking in the grocery store and that baby got that hair, you like that baby ain't all white. But even the
I
women,
mean,
like, come on.
all of us is mixed.
Yeah,
we
right.
all mixed. There's no such thing as a pure black man or a pure white man,
Unless your
or
name Trump.
and he's even mixed.
Yeah.
But the thing is that, Roz, I think that we need to come together stronger as a people. And
How
now, okay, go ahead.
How do you think?
Mhm.
Okay, people need ideas. Okay, that's a statement.
Okay.
So, what is the idea to bring people closer together?
I have a big answer for that one.
Okay, give it to me.
Okay, we have to stick together. We have to be willing to learn one another. We're not learning each other because we think that if you give, okay, I'm gonna give you a prime example.
Go ahead, give me a kind of what does that? Read that thing.
Oh, it's from Raging Bull. And Raging Bull said, from what I was hearing, the young lady had a lot of friends.
Yes.
You mean to tell me nobody knew she was depressed and wanted to kill herself? Somebody should have spoke up.
Yes.
That's what I've been saying, and which is true. That's a fact what Raging Bull have said.
Right.
You
But
know,
the thing is, she did tell her friend.
and they swept it under the rug because they said,
Because she told them I was only kidding. So they didn't, because they're teenagers too. You know, they're kids. Like, girl.
But see, that's the thing. Even though that young friends is naturally probably not gonna listen, because when young people, when they be hanging out, they be doing things and they think about today. They're not thinking about tomorrow.
Right.
So the parents should have peeped that immediately. You gotta watch
the
your
grandmother who raised her did and tried to get help because her grandmother's like, oh baby, whatever you say, we're gonna work it out, and we're gonna go pray, and that's all she knew what to do.
But
so therefore she got stuck, and her and I talked about that. because you can't be easy like the generation you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I tell them shut up, and they look at me, okay. But she was like, baby, could you be quiet? And for me, that don't work because sometimes you got to be right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Punch it out there and then they pay attention.
But not only that, she should have seeked out a younger person. If this girl couldn't relate to,
she did. Her other granddaughter. Her other granddaughter was close to her, and she would tell her, "I'm gonna." But this child had it in her head. If someone keeps saying it, and everyone knows that. If you keep saying, "I'm gonna smoke weed," Oh, I was only
eventually they're gonna do it. Eventually,
she said, I'm gonna kill myself. And and she told a couple of friends, and the thing is that it dropped in the wind. But nobody went to told their parents because maybe then, but that's a shoulda, woulda, coulda. But the thing is, learning from this situation.
But see, and that's the thing, Roz. See, the thing is that and I'm not gonna say all of the younger folks, they're not all on one level, because you got some young folks that's highly intelligent. They have a lot of trades. They teach some people that's older how to do certain things.
The phone.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is that, again, parents. There are some parents that just worried about themselves. They worried about getting themselves together. They just well, I had the kid and then I did it for 9 months.
Stop beating up on parents.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, Roz, I'm telling you, Roz, if you go, there's clubs out here you can go to, and all of those people at them old school clubs are older people. They have kids. Their kids is running the street while they in the club getting drunk.
I know.
I mean,
I just don't like the answer.
I'm sorry. But I'm just saying, I think that especially out here, it stuff like that shouldn't happen because it's a smaller community. Everybody knows everybody.
But it's not only in Bridgeport.
It's all over. It's all over. But
at them, there you go with that. But you know what I did years ago, a while back. That word "but" is like you're thinking about something. So for a year, I would not say "but." I would say however, it changed. And see that when we change, our situation changed. And stop butting. It's just a but.
Well, you know what? When you say the word "but," to me, I look at that as you're being respectful towards the other person, because it's like you putting that and they saying something, but you don't want to look at like you just crashed into what they were saying. So
Raging Bull.
What happened? What happened to her birth parents?
Well,
that's what she's saying.
I know what she's saying. I'm trying to figure out how to say it. Struggling. To be honest, her mother's in lockup. The father is in recovery. That's why they were with the grandmother. And see, I can't say anything about the lockup, but the recovery part. I understand that. But the grandmother, God put people in your lives. See, no matter if it hadn't been for the grandmother, I'm not sure if she'd have made it to 16. You know what I'm saying? But the grandmother tried her best to protect her, to give to her, to love her, to show her, to give her whatever she could. But it wasn't enough.
And sometimes that could be harmful.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you, because I'm gonna tell you something. When I was coming up, we definitely didn't get what we wanted. We got, do you deserve it? Or there was a switch involved. When we did, my mother didn't beat us for no reason. My father never beat us, but if he did, it was something that he couldn't take it no more. He seen us do it so many times.
What were you doing?
I was a bad little kid. I did a lot of crazy
closet. He was humping in the closet.
Hey, I think everybody was humping somebody in the closet. You know, if you a boy, you humping a girl. You know, I don't know, but the thing
I'm not in that. I'm not gonna go in that. But I'm just gonna leave that one alone.
I'm you know, but my thing is
He's
that
embarrassed. Go ahead.
when you give a kid anything they want, I'm gonna say my cousins. My cousins, I ain't gonna say who they are, but they
Okay.
got everything they wanted when they was kids. When they came up and they got older, they didn't really amount to anything. And no disrespect to them. I love them.
Mhm.
You know, I ain't saying who it is, and I ain't saying whether it's a boy or a girl, but I'm
But
just
you
saying
know who you are.
exactly. I'm not gonna say they didn't amount to anything. I take that back. But they ran into a stressful life. I'm gonna just say that. They ran into us, they got what they wanted, but they didn't know the meaning of earning anything.
Okay.
When you my mother and father taught us how to earn
He's a
anything,
hustler.
anything that I've ever gotten in life, I earned it. Nobody bought it for. Only thing I got for free was a car, and that car taught me how to work on cars because I was fixing it all the time. But other than that, you know, kids have to be taught to earn things. You can oh well, I'm gonna do this because I didn't get this. No, you can't be. You gotta let the kid know, hey, okay, this is what you want, well, this is what you gotta do. I'm gonna tell you something. When we was little, the first apartment that my mother got when she moved out of my grandmother's house, it was a 1 bedroom. My mother and father slept in the living room, and me and my two sisters slept in one room. We slept in the bedroom while my parents slept in the living room.
Mhm.
And we had bags of clothes. It was like 5 bags, big garbage bags of clothes. We had to clean it up because every time we looking for clothes to wear, we ripped the bag. The bags is all over, the clothes all over. We had to put it in the, and everything. And and every time we did that, my mother and father rewarded us. They gave us $2, or back then $2 was a lot. 25 cents was a lot. We got 25 cents. 50 cent was a lot. We got the fortune gums that was only a penny. You get 25 of those. It was a lot. A lot of
it's lessons. My father,
yeah.
he gave me
Rotted.
right. But the thing is, it wasn't important to me.
Yes.
I used to put a cover over it.
Yeah.
My baby daddy used to drive it, him and his thugs. But he said,
Yeah.
"Can I use your car?" Because I didn't really care about that. But
Yeah.
my father said he wouldn't give it to me. He said, "Give me $1."
I see what he's saying.
Because he said to me, "Nothing in life is free." So I gave him $1.
That's true to a certain point.
It's nothing free. And but I live by that. It's nothing free. I used to say, "Oh, water's free. Water ain't even free."
It's free if you want it to be free. It's up to you as an individual. Because I'm gonna
fuss about that one.
I'm gonna give you a prime example.
Go ahead. Example.
I got 2 iPads. See that black one right there?
Mm-hmm.
That's already spoken for somebody right now.
Okay.
They gonna get it.
Okay.
There's a white one that's over there on the other side. That's spoken for a little 3-year-old girl who's highly advanced. She's in Brooklyn.
Okay.
I don't want no money from the people.
But it still wasn't free for you.
But that's all right. It's
I just had an iPad. I gave it to my granddaughter. I already gave it to my son, and then but the principle of nothing is free.
I get where you're coming from.
So yeah, you got it, but you had to pay for it, and they're getting it, and sooner or later they're gonna learn nothing is free.
True.
Like that car,
That's
that
true.
$1 I gave him because they give me responsibility to know that if I want a car, I gotta pay for it. But he said, "Just give me $1." I gave him $1. The car was mine. That's
cool.
He was just, but it was a lesson that my father told me a few things that I may not remember right offhand, but that I always remember. There's nothing in life is free, and many times I realized that because life has its struggles. We were in church and they were talking about, Jesus, of course, because the resurrection day. And
Yes.
things in
Mhm.
life will come upon you.
Mhm.
How you react to those situations
True.
is entirely up to you.
True
You
indeed.
can
I
accept it.
believe that.
It's,
True.
it- it's
Yeah.
something that we need,
Mhm.
and the struggle is to make us strong,
True.
to be able to withstand. Because there's always
Mhm.
something, you know.
Mhm.
Um, like I've been living at this apartment for 12 years. Come on now.
Mhm.
And I was comfortable, but we're not
Yeah.
supposed to be comfortable. There's always something in our lives
Mhm.
that has to be worked on. So
Well,
now I just got to do something else. And am I gonna
mhm.
worry? I'll think about it, but worry, I'm not gonna,
Well,
because there's no need.
well, see, you know what, Roz? I believe that God didn't make it that way. That's mere mortals. That's mankind. Mankind. When you were first born, God didn't have a instruction paper. Okay, you're gonna send her to school, and she's gonna get a high school diploma.
No, she's gonna drop
God-
out and then get a GED.
but regardless,
I
you
got a GED.
hey, you got it.
Yeah.
And that's man's way of saying we gotta know that you qualified to do what we want you to do.
No.
Because remember, a job is a stepping stone to having your own. And I live by that.
Oh,
Because you got your own business right now.
yeah, but
It-
I've had that longer than I thought of it as a job. This is not a job. This is just something I love to power people
But you gonna see you gonna benefit off of this
all the time.
because you know what, I'm gonna tell you something, Rod. My thing is when you say and I just learned this not too long ago.
Mhm.
And I've always wondered why every time I say something, it actually happened a certain way. Words are spells. If you speak that spell out there that you're gonna get this, you gonna get this.
Mhm.
That's what I say.
Okay.
I truly,
You have to speak things into existence.
you have to speak it into existence.
And then
Exactly.
trust,
Yes.
and that's the part where you trust and
Mhm.
believe God. Like I
True.
told you when we first started doing this,
Yes.
and my son and a friend of mine, they were
Mhm.
like, "You should go on FaceTime and do Facebook and do all that." I'm like,
Yeah.
"That's too much work. That's too much hassle. I had to work." And then that day, I walked in Walmart, and he walks up to me and said, "Can I interview you?" I was like, "Whatever." I don't give a
Because you know why I said that? Because Roz, see, the thing is for the time that I have known you,
Mhm.
I've always found your story to be interesting because a person that has been through so lot and you taking the licking and you keep on ticking,
Yeah.
you know,
That's how you do.
you know, there's a lot of people that's learning from you, whether you know it or not. Because now I ain't gonna say the other stuff that you be telling me and stuff.
Uh-huh.
But for those ones that did hate on you,
Mm-hmm.
look at them now. They copying off of you and they learning from you. Because see, there's a lot of things that you putting them on, and you don't even gotta say it to them. Because they watching every step that you make.
That's right. But see,
That's actual factual.
It's nothing that I try to impress people. I just try to be honest to people because my main concern is to empower, enlighten, and encourage.
Exactly.
And
Mhm.
as you're talking, I talked to someone today, and I
Yeah.
was telling them about the show, and I said, "Will you come
Mhm.
on?" I said, "Whenever you're ready," because I'm not gonna push you.
Yeah.
You don't
Yes.
have to, but if you
Mhm.
want to, because everyone has rainbow, you have a connection. And your
Yes.
connection is powerful, believe it or
Yeah.
not. It's not just me, it's the
That's funny
part
because
that God has.
that's funny because you never even met her before, Roz, and
Right.
you just said that.
Right.
She's a spiritual person.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But see, those are things that
Wow.
that we have to. I'm not
Oh,
afraid
wow.
to walk where I need to walk.
Man.
And see, who I am is who I am. I've been through the muck and mirror. I have. And right
Yes.
now, I stand strong. And like I
Yes,
said,
indeed.
years
Yes.
ago, people call when the street, they're like, "She crazy."
But you
I'm
know
in
what?
church. I'm crazy because I do.
What's the
want-
definition of being crazy to people? The
They
defi-
think. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say their definition of being crazy. What is it? Because you willing to do something that somebody else won't do. Look
Yeah.
at Kanye West. They call him crazy,
He is.
but you know why they say he's crazy? Because
He ain't
he-
swerved.
he because he rich and he acting like he not. That's why.
Yeah,
That's why I see it.
yeah.
You
And
know.
and his crazy girlfriend make him even crazier because now she wants to just leave him alone. It's like, I done stuck you out there now.
Well,
Well, my baby.
You know what it is? Because the elite is telling her, if you don't leave this man around that's airing us out, we're going to take everything that your father has ever worked hard for you to
They can't
enjoy
take-
now.
Yeah, but they can't take nothing. From
Oh,
him.
trust me, they can.
Well, Cloud will give it back to
Look
her.
at what happened to Michael Jackson. Look at what happened to Prince.
Well, they killed him.
Exactly, because they wasn't willing to bend or fold. See, the Kardashians ain't willing to they're not willing to keep that up. They're not willing to do that. They see Kanye West, they're giving him so many chances, getting on him. He's getting a lot of chances to clean up his act in their eyes. You know,
right.
and look at Will Smith. Look at what he did. He done burned himself.
He ain't did nothing.
But
But
you
did
know-
you see the other article? Who's gonna
Mhm.
back him?
okay,
Huh? Who's gonna back him? Slept in his car. What's his name?
okay.
What's his name?
You talking about Tyler Perry?
Tyler Perry. They had a whole bunch of stars that getting ready to set him up on their own show. So this is some things happen that bring you down. To put you down.
Because they're probably tired. They're probably tired of bending and folding.
Yeah,
Tyler Perry is looking at his past when he slept in the Mustang,
you're right.
you know, and then when he got money, he went and fixed that car up, you know, because it represented what he had, what he'd
Struggle.
been through. Yeah, his struggle. So I'm gonna tell you something. And this goes back to the young lady also that, you know, took her life and everything.
Uh-huh.
Society today is created for people to be controlled by one entity. You know, like you look at the cartoons, you look at G.I. Joe, they had Cobra. You look at Inspector
No
Gat.
more Popeye.
Popeye had Bruno. Okay. Bruno.
And Oliver.
Exactly. But this with that situation, the difference is okay, that young lady, she did something to herself. Okay. I'm gonna just say this, and you know, I'm saying
It's 5 o'clock.
I know. I'm just, this was powerful. That's why I had to come on your show and talk about it, because it's powerful. But
Okay, go ahead.
but I look at it like this, you know, and I'm gonna just say this, me as a parent as well. The kid, sometimes it's good not to give the kids everything they want. Sit down, listen to. You don't gotta be a friend to your kid, but you also gotta be that serious person that the kid could go to. You know, you gotta play that serious role to your kid. Because if the kid look at you as being a friend, the kid may not never come to you to say anything. That's just my opinion. Because if you keep playing being friends with your kid is not gonna look at you. Okay, I'm gonna give you a prime example. The police. When you call the police for anything that's going on, that's you call the police as the police being a mediator to the situation. Now, if your kid don't look at you as someone that's being a mediator, meaning quote unquote being serious about anything, the kid is not gonna go to you. The kid is gonna seek answers somewhere else.
I have raised my kids. I believe it's mean what you say and say what you mean. I remember my son. He wanted he wanted these sneakers, and back in the day, you know, money was tight, whatever. I said, okay. I'll get the sneakers.
Yeah.
And he got the sneakers, and he got in trouble before we got the sneakers.
Okay.
But I had already granted that I was gonna get them.
Mm-hmm.
So he got in trouble. He says, "I'm not gonna get my sneakers." I said, "One thing don't have nothing to do with the other. I got his sneakers." My other son said he wanted a DVD, DVR, or whatever.
DVR.
So I
back
said,
in those days.
but then I put it on layaway. I got
Okay.
it. And I remember
Okay.
he always said, he said, "Mom, I don't care what you say. Whatever you say,
Mm-hmm.
you may not do it today,
Mm-hmm.
but you will do it." And he got confidence in me
Mm-hmm.
that if I tell them something, they know without a shadow of a doubt
Yeah.
it's done. And I think that makes the difference. You can.
Mhm.
My mother was wishy-washy. You could.
Yeah.
She said, like,
Yeah.
you get the switch. I'm gonna beat you up, beat you, and then it come into a comedy event, right? She said,
Yeah.
"You're on punishment for 2 weeks." I said, "Okay." So all you do is go sit in the chair. She said, "Go to the store and get me a soda." I'm on punishment. Get to the store. You never got punished. And my mother was a loving woman, but
Yeah.
she didn't have that heart. She didn't have that heart to I know kids, she get a switch.
Mm-hmm.
She wouldn't. But she just she knew those were the rules, but she couldn't follow through.
But you know what? The thing is, see, and I think parents back in the days was like that because it was tough for black people in general. So
He's prejudiced.
I mean, I look at all of us as being as one.
Well, say one.
But it's reality what I'm saying. I mean,
only kidding.
we had a tough time. So
I mean,
so for our parents to shield us from what was really going on,
yeah, I see that.
Yeah, they would do stuff for us.
Yeah.
But the day and age right now, the day and age that we're coming up on right now, I'm not gonna say racism is over with because it's definitely not.
No, that's
but
not happening. Not
we
right now.
we have to be tougher with our kids, and it you know what? It's hard to be tough with somebody else's kids because nowadays you see one of these dudes on the corner, you're like, "Yo, man, why you hanging on the corner?" They got a gun waiting for you. Mind your business, man. Stuff like that.
I be mind your business. You better get off this corner. I have thugs that are on the street.
Yeah, you got your grandsons and all of them.
There's Miss Whitley, and they'll take off. I did not do. One of my grandson's friends just got out of jail a couple of weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
So my grandson
I
was
remember
talking.
you said that.
Yeah, I told him, like, don't make me punch you in the face, okay? Ask Quill. He go,
yeah.
He said, "I know." I saw his girlfriend. Did he tell you what I said? She said, "Yeah, I know. You'll punch him in the face." I better not hear nothing.
That's right.
About what you do.
That's right.
Because I ain't scared of you.
That's
okay?
right.
And see, that's the whole thing. We ain't got to be scared of it. What we have to do is show, they say it in the room, they say tough love. Tough love to me is just love. But in a stronger defensive. I'm going to love my kids. I may not like what they do, but I'm still going to love them in spite of what they do. Because my mama, in spite of me, love me anyhow. And that's what I have to give to other people. And that's what each of us got to do. If you got a bad tail child, love them anyway. Grab them sometime. You know what I'm saying? Come here, boy.
Beat their butt sometime.
I do that too.
Look, you know what? I'm going to tell you something.
I'm not a beater.
You know what? You shouldn't have to beat your kids. I mean, when I say exactly on the hand. But the thing is nowadays, and I'm gonna say this because this has a lot to do with, and then I ain't gonna keep you no longer. Okay. But I'm gonna just say this: that these prisons nowadays are businesses. It's a lot of private businesses, and that's why they don't want you to beat your kid. They don't want you to beat your kid because it messes up their business. Okay,
I got you.
If you give me what I'm saying, if you chastise it, what they want you to do the timeout thing in the corner. And then the kid grow up and knock you upside the head because they never knew the strength that you was capable of. And this is the problem. Like, The young lady that did that to herself, God bless her and everything. I know God has her right now.
Mhm.
But if somebody would have thought old school and would have, this is just my opinion. If somebody would have put that old school way up in her,
It might have
and
changed.
it might have changed. It might have
But we
changed,
can't
but
say now. But for the
we
next group,
can't.
but for the next child that you see that is acting up, call somebody. Come put
That's
them on my
right.
show.
That's right.
I'll come over
True.
your house if you want me to.
Yes,
bump
that's
them
right. We'll
upside
be
the
over
head.
there with the cameras and everything.
Because we all got it. My
That's
son
right.
spent 8 years and so in prison that he didn't need
Yes.
to.
And
maybe
when-
I didn't. But see, I was out there. So wait a minute. When he went to
Mhm.
jail, I wasn't. But
Mhm.
in the training part of it,
Yes.
But today he's an awesome dude.
Mhm.
And I'm so grateful. And
You
my
talking
baby,
about Roland?
Yeah.
Yeah.
and my baby,
Awesome guy for
yeah.
real. That's real.
and my son,
Yes,
and
indeed.
and
Mhm.
he is loon as a tune. But all his friends just love him. They gravitate to him.
Yeah.
I went over there yesterday,
Mhm.
and his cousin, my nephew, brought two of his friends, and my
Mhm.
son was talking, and all of them was looking like this. I said, "What are y'all? Why are y'all looking at him like? What is he saying?" But whatever it is,
But you know what?
it was something that gave power.
Roland is a I'm gonna tell you, Roz, the first time when I met Roland, my vibe that I got with Roland is a very intelligent guy, and he's taking things, he takes things for what it's worth. Like one day, there was two girls. I was coming home, and then there was two girls that was on the street, and what happened was they closed the bridge, so a lot of traffic was directed to going to down Seaview,
Uh-huh.
and one girl bumped the other girl car, and they both got out the car. One girl, she had a bat in her hand, and the other girl had a bottle. And I got out the car and nah, this ain't gonna go down. My Spanish sisters, nah, y'all ain't going to jail.
Mhm.
So I got out the car, grabbed the girl with the bat, and to my surprise, Roland got out his truck and grabbed the girl with the bottle. And I was like, yo, don't do this. I know you got family and all that. Leave it alone, sister. Leave it alone. And she's like, nah, because she hit me. I was like, nah, sister, this ain't the way to go. The jails is built for you and her.
Right.
And she says, you right. And then she was still popping a mess, but she got in the car and she drove off. And I don't know what Roland said to the other girl, but we stopped two young ladies from getting locked up that day, because they would have killed each other and went to jail, and
fender bender.
Exactly, and you wouldn't have never heard nothing else about it.
And those. One day I was walking. That's why in my car I was walking up Stratford Avenue.
Yeah,
and I happened to look. There was a bunch of youngsters.
Yeah,
surrounded this one girl. I
wow.
said, oh shucks, and there was a bunch of them. So that's why I wasn't afraid. And then I said, I said, hold up.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna leave her alone? I'm gonna call 911. They stopped, they looked at her. I'm calling 911.
That's right. That's right.
They left that girl alone. Went on.
That's right. And you know what? It gotta be more people that's doing that same thing that you did.
Right.
Because go ahead, I'm listening.
Because somebody in the same scenario, which I wasn't there, somebody jumped this girl and people there and they let them beat her up.
Because
a bunch of them.
Yeah, because
for no reason.
It's about social media. When the people when something like that go down, what happens? People take their phones out.
Instead of breaking
it up, it's entertainment, it's fun to them. Until somebody lose their life or whatever over something like that.
That girl they were stomping her, and these are girls and boys jumping like
it's crazy.
And other people riding by like, stop that.
It's crazy.
But it's life. Yeah. But I thank everyone for the prayers of my family and for the living and the ones that are passed, because with each other's prayers and connection, we're able to stop any other things such as happened Monday. Just Monday, but things are happening, and it ain't the corona. You know, it was the
Yes.
corona, but it's
That's
not the
right.
corona
It's
anymore.
more than that.
Yeah. And we're the ones that can stop the foolishness.
We
And right
definitely
now, I
can.
thank you. I
Mhm.
appreciate you. And I pray that God would bless you always. In Jesus' name. Amen. Everybody say, see you later, David. We'll do it again next week, right?
See you later.
But Sunday at 4 o'clock, I really appreciate you tuning in. Be blessed. Glory.